and asked me if I would babysit, if I would take care of his pressurized 210.
I'm Jason Miller, a full-time professional flight instructor. On the Finer Points channel, you can join me as I bring you tips and tricks that I've learned from 20 years on the flight line.
Hello aviators, welcome back to the Finer Points. So I've talked to you guys a little bit on this channel about my desire to own an airplane someday. We talked a little bit about a Bonanza and the hunt for possibly buying one. But I have to tell you, a very unique opportunity came my way, something that's only happened twice in my over 2 decades long career as a flight instructor here, and that is I have a student where he and his family are moving to Prague for about a year and a half maybe, and asked me if I would babysit, if I would take care of his pressurized 210. Now I know that sounds like, a dream job, and it is. And there's a lot of responsibility in that, and depending on how much I've been flying as a CFI, some CFIs might even charge for that service, which is totally normal. But in this case, I really need a family airplane, and I am happy to make sure that this airplane continues to fly, to make sure that it gets its regular maintenance, and to make sure that whatever goes wrong while the owner's gone, I see to it that it gets fixed right away. So super fun to learn this airplane, and today I'm going to show you guys a little bit of what we have in store for us on this channel. So one of the coolest things straight away is that the 210 is a 6-seater. We took out, or the owner took out the middle seat behind the pilot, so it kind of creates almost like an aisle, which is a great place to put the dog, put some extra bags. Pilatus heading out. And we can also get, you can get 2 people in the way back, someone in the middle, and 2 of us up front. So for my family, where we've got 2 kids, my wife, and a dog and myself, this airplane is just perfect. The baggage compartment is a little bit small, but it can certainly handle the weight of almost anything you put in there, so that's good news. It's a very capable airplane, and it is pressurized so that you can fly at higher altitudes comfortably and take advantage of the wind bonuses you get up there. Let's take a look inside. All right, you guys, I always try to get in and familiarize myself with, of course, any airplane I'm going to fly. But this dry time where you sit down in the seat is super important, right? Because it takes about 5 hours to get used to a new airplane. It just does. Even if I've flown this engine before, I've flown this make and model before, actually, but it's been a long time. And so I recently just finished another checkout, and, it's time to sit down and go through my flow checks and make sure that everything is feeling good. All right, you guys, let me give you a little tour of the panel here. A lot of this stuff looks familiar to you maybe. We've got a standby attitude indicator over here. That is electric. There is no more vacuum system at all in this aircraft. So we've got the main electric and we've got a standby electric. We also have a standby alternator, so that system then becomes redundant, which is great. The pressurization system is a bit new to me, and as I get used to it, I've been flying a bit with the dump handle open and the pressurization system off. But if you are flying with pressurization on, you of course make sure the dump handle is closed. Make sure the pressurization switch is on. Make sure that you seal the doors with like that little Dr. squeezy knob. And then you set the cabin altitude to some altitude above where you are, usually about 3,000 feet, or the book says actually 10,000 feet above your current field elevation. But the idea is you're setting it so high that it just won't kick in until you get to that altitude. And then, you can either slowly dial it down to where you are if you want the airplane to be pressurized, or as you climb through that altitude, you will feel it sort of kick in and start pressurizing the aircraft. We've got 2 new gauges over here. One shows the differential pressure between the cabin and the outside air, and the other shows the rate of change, kind of like a VSI, because the rate of change in the cabin can be different than the rate of change for the airplane. So that's kind of fun to get used to. Hopefully that'll make things more comfortable for my family. Other than that, as we look around, it's just a high performance piston single. We've got throttle, we've got prop, we've got mixture, we've got cowl flaps. We have a fuel selector that does not have a both setting, which is pretty rare for Cessnas. I think this one and possibly the Cardinal, if I remember correctly. Usually they have a both, not in this aircraft. It's left or right, so we have to manage that fuel load for balance. And then, of course, we're setting power with our manifold pressure, and it's a turbo, so we'll definitely take advantage of that fuel flow indicator when we're leaning. It's so cool to have the 6 seats, with the aisle here. it's just so comfortable. Like an adult can sit in the back and stick their legs straight out with a small dog under them or something. We've got, with another kid back there, there's plenty of room, and we have the middle seat, and we've got this door window thing that opens up for ground operations, gives us a lot of good airflow through there. So we've taken a couple little family trips. We took my daughter Elena down to camp, short flight to Fresno on a beautiful day. It's about an hour long. And the airplane moves. We're getting 165 or 170 out of it, and because of the pressurization, I'm really excited about pointing the nose east and seeing what we can do to get some good winds at our back. So you guys, that's the 210. That's, quote, my 210 that I'm just lucky enough to babysit for the next year or so. And I'm going to bring you guys along on a lot of adventures in this airplane, so maybe we should give her a name. I don't know. Hotel Romeo is not so bad. Anyway, leave me a comment below. What do we call this beautiful bird that I get to fly? And stay tuned for lots of adventures. Also, you guys, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit that little alert bell so you get notified of uploads. A huge thanks to the sponsors. Remember that ForeFlight is the essential app for aviation online at foreflight.com. And remember that when you renew your AOPA membership, you should select Pilot Protection Services. I'm Jason Miller. You guys are the best fans on the internet. And until I see you again, be safe, fly your best.